Hello and welcome to my review of the Mechanicum Heavy Support Force for Warhammer the Horus Heresy from Games Workshop. Now, I know you've been waiting a long time for the review of this box set. I initially unboxed it in March of this year. So yeah, that's a good few months ago. I think about 4 months ago now. Yes, so thank you for your patience. There's been a lot of new releases since then, and I've tried to cover them. One of these box sets will cost you £110, which with a 20% discount, which would have cost about £88, which is an absolute steal for these. Well, there's two big units in here and one kind of big unit. And those three units are, from left to right, the Karaknos assault tank, the Krios battle tank, or Venator as mine has been built as, and the Thanatar Calyx siege automata. You're saving so much money by buying them in this set. I don't know if you can pick up this set from third-party sellers, but it's no longer available on Games Workshop's web store, which is a bit of a shame. But the Karaknos will cost you £65, the Krios will cost you £45, and then the Thanatar Calyx siege automata will cost you £63.25, which brings us the total to £173.25. So to get all of these in a set for £63 saving or whatever, let's face it, you are getting the Thanatar for free. Now, for me, this was a must-buy, not only for the channel and the collection, but also because this set had all three brand new miniatures that I needed to get for my Mechanicum army. I had some experience at building the Karaknos in the form of the Triaros armoured conveyor. I had no experience building the Venator, although it shared some build characteristics with the Triaros. And of course the Thanatar Calyx pattern, I had plenty of experience with the Cavus that has the plasma mortar. So with a discount as well, you're saving over £80, which is very nice. It's almost like getting the Karaknos for free and then a third of one of the other minis for free. My only gripe really is, because there's still plenty of these minis singularly available, is that I wish that they had released them all separately at the same time, because yeah, releasing all three brand new models in one box set, if you're only interested in one, like just the Thanatar for £60, it seems like a bit of a grab to have to fork out an extra £50 or so, or with a discount about almost £30 for the other two models. But still, fantastic saving. It's a perfect complement to the Mechanicum army set that came out last year, along with the Solar Auxilia army set. I think both of the sets together is all you really need to have a decent sized Mechanicum force. You'll have your, is it like 40 tech thralls, you'll have your armoured conveyor, you've got your Thanatar, you've got your your battle tank there, you've got a specialised mortar unit, that assault tank, you've got some Castellax. They're just really good sets, both of them. I've been very impressed with the Mechanicum offerings in plastic. I think Will Hayes has done a fantastic job, and all the team, and I hope that continues. We've had a snippet of that with the recently released Ursarax cohort. Maybe we'll get some Stalker constructs, possibly we'll get some of the Myrmidons and the Voltarax and Vorax, maybe. Here's hoping though. Now let's have a look at these models individually. So I started off the whole build of these and the reviews with the Krios battle tank. As I say, one of these is £45. I don't think that's too bad, considering that a Predator tank is also 45, and yeah, they're similarly sized really. This one I had a few issues with. There's a lot of mold lines on the cogs, on the wheels. There's a lot of mold lines in here. These sponsons are Well, they're just awful. They're poorly designed. I don't think they really work. It's hard to get the glue so that they can rotate. I just about managed it somehow. Don't ask me how, but I did. The weapon itself is nice. I mean, this is the Venator, but if I was to pick up another one, I'd have it with the lightning cannon. The rules have been buffed for the lightning cannon once again. But yeah, you can raise that up if you wish. I wouldn't even bother with the plasma flamer version of the Krios tank. I'd either go with this Venator or the lightning. I think a lot of people go for the lightning, just because of like I think it's the shock pulse rule or whatever it is that freezes in a way other vehicles, enemy vehicles. But this is nice. I like how that does stay in place. I wish it would stay in place at different angles, but yeah, I mean, you can kind of get away with it staying in place there. So it's the worst kit, the worst model in this group of 3, in my opinion. I mean, a lot of work and you don't get a lot of payoff for it, and you can't customize the guns at all. Like, you can't swap this one out for the lightning, which is a real shame. But it works. Works as a tank. Definitely very Mechanicum, steampunk looking. So yeah, that's the Venator or the Krios. Let's talk about my favourite model out of this set, and that is the Karachnos. I had a lot of fun building this. I knew I would. The Triaros armoured conveyor is one of my favourite Mechanicum kits. It's just a really good, fun kit to build, and the payoff is fantastic because you end up with this big, detailed mini at the end. I would have liked more detail, like in between there. It's quite smooth, but everything else, all the rivets, these say sponsons, these lightning locks on the side are really cool, but they don't move at all. Like, they don't move in their sponsons, which is a bit of a letdown. And also, if they were to rotate, I don't know how they would. I think they just go up and down rather than, you know, traverse this way, because there's no mechanism that would allow them to like rotate out, which is such a shame. And even if they were, they'd only be able to rotate kind of like to that angle rather than all the way around, unless they brought the weapon arms out and then they could completely rotate, which I think would happen if this could move. The antennas are a nice feature. I really like the Karachnos mortars, how you can just close them. They're a bit tricky to get out, so I won't close them all the way, but if you close them and you magnetize these weapons, you could use it as a Triaros if you're really pushed for minis. Luckily, I've got 2 Mechanicum army sets, so there's no real reason for me to have like 3 Triaros, I don't think. But the option is there that I could proxy this. Flare shields are fine. Hunter killers are the same as the Triaros, but just compared to the Triaros, it doesn't have that top lens thing. And the doors are different as well, which I only realised not that long ago. So yeah, favourite kit. You'll have a lot of fun building this, and it's a good payoff. Yeah, it's just finding the use of it on the battlefield. The lightning locks are good, but you really want to make use of those mortars, which aren't particularly the best against Space Marines. They're good against Solar Auxilia and other fleshy armies if they do release Dark Mechanicum or Militia or something like that. They'd be pretty good. But at the moment, definitely the other 2, in particular the Thanatar, which I'm about to talk about, are better options against, for like Space Marine equivalent armies. And that leads me on to the Thanatar. I always liked this model from afar when they brought it out in resin from Forge World, but I could never bite the bullet. I could never bite the bullet on a resin Mechanicum army. I could never commit. But now that I've got it all in plastic, I'm very happy that I waited and I didn't. Instead of funding the Custodes army all in resin, I could have gone down the Mechanicum route, and I'm pleased I chose Custodes for the most part. But yeah, this is another nice model. You just got to be careful, like I wasn't, and I said this in the review, whereby you need to put those arms in at the very last stage. Like, put the torso onto the hips, and then once that's set, then you put the arms in. I kind of made a mistake by putting the arms in first, which worked with the ammunition. I mean, putting that arm in first makes sense, but this arm, the Graviton Ram arm, yeah, put that in after you put the torso onto the hips, because of this annoying big cable. I don't know whether it needs it, maybe it does, it sort of makes sense that it needs it. Will get in the way of these leg pistons, so you're a bit limited on where you put that cable. I could have just decided to take that cable off, or completely, but I like the synergy between this cable here and the magazine belt on the other side. Solex las cannon is smaller than I expected. I think it should be a bit bigger. It's still big for like a las cannon, don't get me wrong, but for the amount of damage it pumps out, again, yeah, these bolt cannons are sort of stealing the show just because they're twin linked. They're very nice. But yeah, Thanatar is a good model. It's more useful than the plasma one, I would say, because of the armor bane weapons. I've always wanted one, and if I was going to pick either of them, I would have gone for this Solex heavy las version, but now I have both, so that's great. It's probably going to be the most useful model out of the three if you're going up against Space Marine equivalents. And if I was going up against Space Marines, I would not leave home without that one. That's the one model out of the Mechanicum force I would always take into battle. And there you go, that's my thoughts and opinions on all of these. I have a more in-depth breakdown of each of these units in their individual reviews. As I say, thank you for your patience waiting for this review. I know it's a long time coming, but these are big, complicated kits. They take quite a while to build, all of them. They are proper projects, and if you're able to pick up one of these box sets, then yeah, you'll find that out. You'll have a lot of fun building the Karachnos and the Thanatar to some extent. The Krios is a bit more tricky. Am I pleased I only picked up one of these box sets? Yes, I think duplicating these particular units would have been too much for the force. Even if I had Mechanicum as my main force, the fact that also the rules limit that you're only allowed to use one Calyx pattern Thanatar in a Thanatar maniple also just reinforces that point. Will I pick any of these? Will I duplicate them? I may pick up another Calyx at some point way in the future, and I will pick up another Krios tank, not because I want to, but because I just want to have one with a lightning cannon on it. But yeah, cracking set, great saving, a fine addition to the Mechanicum army. What do you guys think? And which is your favourite model and kit out of this set? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you for watching. The Omnissiah protects.